It took less than a day for Ferrari to give their fans something to worry about. The SF26 had only just been revealed to the world when video appeared online, showing the car sitting still on the Fiorano circuit. Team members could be seen rushing toward it. The car had to be guided back to the pits. And just like that, the anxiety that follows Ferrari everywhere came flooding back. The morning had started so promisingly. Ferrari unveiled their challenger for the new era in a slick online presentation. The glossy red and white livery looked stunning. The technical innovations sounded impressive. Lewis Hamilton, the most decorated driver in the sport's history, was about to take the wheel for the very first time. This was supposed to be a day of celebration. Hamilton duly climbed aboard and headed out onto the wet Fiorano surface. The sound of Ferrari's new power unit echoed around the facility. Cameras captured the SF26 circulating for the first time. Then, everything went quiet. The car stopped. Personnel appeared. And suddenly, Ferrari's carefully managed launch day had a very different story attached to it. Nobody outside Maranello knows exactly what happened. The stoppage might have been entirely intentional, a scheduled systems check or data verification. Teams do this routinely during shakedowns. But here is the thing that every Ferrari supporter is thinking right now. This team has spent years breaking promises and failing to deliver. They signed the greatest driver alive and gave him the worst car of his career. They have been plagued by reports of chaos and delays in their preparation. So when footage emerges of their new car motionless on track, can anyone really blame fans for fearing the worst? Understanding the context makes the reaction more understandable. Ferrari's path to this moment has been turbulent. Insiders reported that the team struggled to finalize their design on schedule. The chassis allegedly received approval at the last possible moment. Some sources claimed the SF26 was only completed the day before its unveiling. Whether these reports are accurate or exaggerated, they created an atmosphere of uncertainty before a single lap had been completed. The car itself embodies Ferrari's ambitions for this regulatory cycle. Engineers describe it as a ground-up redesign tailored specifically to the new technical framework. The bodywork prioritizes aerodynamic efficiency and weight savings. Pushrod suspension features at both ends of the car, a configuration Ferrari has not employed at the rear since 2011. The power unit incorporates steel cylinder heads rather than conventional aluminum, enabling higher operating temperatures and pressures. Hamilton needed this to go smoothly. His inaugural Ferrari campaign produced nothing but misery. 0 podium finishes across an entire season, consistently outpaced by Charles Leclerc, a car so uncompetitive that his legendary skills counted for nothing. At 41, he does not have unlimited opportunities remaining. The 2026 regulations represented his best chance at redemption. Watching his new car being escorted off circuit was not part of that plan. The contrast with other teams amplifies the concern. Mercedes conducted their shakedown at Silverstone and maximised their permitted mileage without incident. Both drivers completed extensive running. Everything worked exactly as intended. Alpine ran their new Mercedes-powered machine smoothly. Racing Bulls accumulated meaningful kilometres despite challenging conditions. Ferrari appears to be the outlier with problematic footage attached to their name. Technical director Loic Serra spoke about the extensive conceptual work that preceded the SF26's construction. The team wanted to ensure their fundamental architecture would support aggressive development throughout the season. Flexibility and adaptability were priorities. Noble intentions, but they ring hollow when reliability questions emerge on day one. The collective test in Barcelona approaches rapidly. Teams will gather for a 5-day period with 3 days of actual running permitted. Ferrari cannot afford to arrive with unresolved issues while rivals demonstrate their readiness. Leclerc waits in the wings for his turn behind the wheel. The Monegasque has carried Ferrari through recent seasons, extracting performance that the machinery did not deserve. His future at the team depends on what happens in 2026. He has made clear that patience has limits. If Ferrari cannot provide equipment capable of winning, he will look elsewhere. Incidents like today's do nothing to reassure him. The engine situation adds complexity to Ferrari's challenge. Mercedes and Red Bull reportedly exploited a loophole in the compression ratio regulations that delivers meaningful power gains. Ferrari joined other manufacturers in demanding intervention from the FIA. The governing body discussed the matter but made no immediate changes. If the speculation proves accurate, Ferrari needs their chassis to be exceptional just to remain competitive. Every team experiences difficulties during development phases. The key lies in how quickly and effectively those difficulties get resolved. Ferrari has time, though not as much as they might like. Melbourne is approximately 6 weeks away. Fred Vasseur has projected calm confidence throughout the preparation period. The team principal acknowledged challenges while insisting Ferrari remained competitive. His credibility depends on what happens next. If the Fiorano stoppage was nothing, clear communication would help. If genuine concerns exist, decisive action is required. Ambiguity serves nobody. Hamilton will return to the cockpit. More laps will be completed. Data will be analysed. Engineers will make adjustments. The process continues regardless of what happened today, but the narrative has shifted. Instead of celebrating a new beginning, Ferrari finds itself explaining an uncomfortable moment. The Tifosi have demonstrated extraordinary loyalty through difficult years. They watched their beloved team struggle while rivals celebrated. They maintained faith despite repeated disappointments. They welcomed Hamilton with open arms, believing his arrival signalled serious intent. They deserve better than worrying footage and unanswered questions. 2026 was meant to represent a fresh start. New regulations levelling the playing field. New technical approaches creating opportunities. The opening chapter of their campaign has introduced doubt rather than confidence. Other teams moved through their initial running without drama. Ferrari stands apart with footage that fuels speculation rather than excitement. The coming days will determine whether this moment becomes a footnote or a foreshadowing. Ferrari must prove their car works reliably. They must demonstrate their preparation was adequate. They must show that the chaos reported behind the scenes did not compromise the final product. The burden of proof rests entirely on them. Hamilton chose Ferrari because he believed they could deliver his 8th title. That belief faces its first test. The car he pinned his hopes on required assistance during its maiden outing. Whether the cause was trivial or significant almost matters less than the perception it creates. Ferrari needed a perfect start. They did not get one. Race engineer Riccardo Adami was removed from Hamilton's side after their partnership failed to produce results. The relationship had deteriorated beyond repair. A new voice will guide Hamilton through races this season, adding another adjustment to an already complicated transition. Change upon change, and still the problems appear. The SF26 carries enormous expectations. There is no middle ground for a team with Ferrari's history and expectations. The countdown to Melbourne continues. Ferrari has work to do. The world is watching.